Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Golden State Warriors MyNBA series. And last episode was a great game and a great win for this team against the Sacramento Kings, and where VJ Edgecombe went off for, I believe, 31 points, and he was phenomenal for this squad. And in this episode, we are past the trade deadline now. And we're actually doing very well for ourselves. At 36-21, I was going to play this game against the Suns, but this team is no good at all. And as you can see, a huge part of our record being 36-21 is that we are on a 10-game win streak. We have been extremely dominant during this win streak, really not even having any thrillers, except for that game against the Clippers, where we won 83-78. We've been dominant, which is insane, and we're looking good. We're the 4th seed in the West, a very loaded Western Conference, and the 5th ranked team in the nation. So at the trade deadline, I figured I don't have many moves to make because this team is playing so well, but we did end up trading for Keon Ellis. We signed Tim Hardaway Jr. out of free agency, and then we shipped him to Sacramento for Keon Ellis, who wasn't getting really much burn at all with all the guards they have on that roster. He's kind of getting phased out of the rotation. So we traded him for Tim Hardaway Jr. And I think that's a great move because we shore up another defender in our backcourt, and I'll tell you why we need that in just a moment here. The Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, that's hard to stop. You're going to need 2 defenders if we face them in the playoffs. The Timberwolves, we could put Herb Jones on Cat and put, somebody on Anthony Edwards. And by the way, Cat just got traded in real life last night, which is very insane. And then the Spurs, Devin Vassell and Jimmy Butler, I'm going to need 2 defenders for that. The Golden State Warriors is our squad, so people are going to have to deal with Steph Curry, VJ Edgecombe, and Jonathan Kuminga. By the way, VJ Edgecombe starting now after that game against the Kings, and he's been phenomenal since then. The Kings, Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan. So basically we need 3 for this squad. The Clippers, Chris Middleton and Kawhi Leonard. The Grizzlies, Desmond Bane and John Morant. You get what I'm saying. We are going to need defenders for any team that we face in our conference. Surprisingly, this Thunder team is the 9th seed. Crazy stuff, man. This is a stacked West with a lot of unexpected stuff happening as well. In the East, very so-so. The Pacers probably the best team by far in the East. Hornets not too far behind. But, like I said, we're 36-21 at the All-Star break. We're going to be playing this game here against the Pacers next episode. But this episode is kind of a recap of what's happened so far in this season and what's happened for this team. So, we go ahead and look at our player stats thus far into this season. 27 points per game for Steph Curry, just about 6.6 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 42% from deep, and almost 97% from the free throw line. Incredible. At the age of 37, only being 6'2", 185, and he's still able to do all this. It is very incredible for Steph Curry. I think he should be in the MVP running, but he's not. So, it is what it is. We just have to deal with it, even though he has been very incredible. And then we have Jonathan Kuminga here at 19.4 points per game. So he's gotten his scoring up, his efficiency's back up to over 50%. His 3-point shooting is over 30, and he's passing the ball pretty well at 3 assists per game. He's been great defensively for us, and he has those games where he just has a 30-point explosion or 25 plus, which is what we need from him. We're not going to get it all the time, but you see right here, the last 4 games, he's been phenomenal. 31 points, 22, 23, and then I think a career high of 36 points. But before that, look at this stretch before he drops 9. 20 points, 25, 25, 28, 23, 24. That is what I need from him every single night. The 30 bombs are cool, but if he can consistently just give us these 25 to 27 point games, it would help a lot. Here's 39 points right there and only 6 missed shots, and 32 against the Clippers. VJ Edgecombe, like I said, in the starting lineup for a reason. He has been amazing as a starter. If you look at his advanced stats as a starter, 20 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 3 assists, almost 2 steals, half a block, shooting almost 50% from the field, 36% from deep. So VJ Edgecombe as a rookie is a 3rd option on a contending team, I would say, which is very crazy. And then Brandon Pajemski. has been phenomenal for us. He was shooting a little bit better from three, but he's coming off the bench. He's averaging 13 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal. He's getting the job done defensively. He's hustling. He's knocking down that three ball at a very high level. You love to see it from Podziemski. He is not complained at all. Well, he was not, happy last year after we were bad, but that makes sense. But he is playing his role off the bench very well. Herb Jones is playing his role very well as well. A lot of very wells going on. 10 points per game, almost 2 steals per game, and shooting almost 40% from deep. You can't ask for more from Herb Jones. He has been phenomenal for us. We still have him for another year after this, which is great. And then Leonard Miller, a guy who is super intriguing, somebody I'm super intrigued by in real life. He's 22 years old, 6'10", 210, moves like a guard, but he has been phenomenal for us. 9.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, almost 2 assists, a steal and half a block, almost up to 30% from 3 now. But that free throw shooting is very, very telling of how good of a shooter he's gonna eventually become, and he's developing very well for us, up to a 77 overall, I think, with the boost he has right now. So I love that from Leonard Miller, and I think really he's gonna be somebody who can become somebody who drops 15 points per game off the bench and is an elite defender. He is a great defender, and he's a great rebounder already at the age of 22. Nick Claxton having a great year rebounding and protecting the rim per usual, averaging about 2 blocks per game, shooting 51% from the field and 33% from deep. He hasn't taken a ton of them, I'd imagine, but he's hitting them, 33% from 3, shooting the free throw pretty well, almost 72%, which is a huge leap. So Nick Claxton really does it all for us at center. And then Keon Ellis just got here. He's been really good as a three-point shooter, over 40%. Great defender, of course. Passes the ball pretty well. He's a connector, but he is a great defender and a great three-ball shooter. Trace Jackson Davis has been very solid for us. His numbers are down, but he was injured for a little while. We had to run Leonard Miller at the backup 5 position, and it worked out. In the games that he played, I don't know why I'm yawning. It worked out in the games that he played. JT Thor has been consistent from 3 for us. I think he's somebody we might look to bring back when his contract extension is available, because he's just been that good. Let me see. He has like an 84 3 ball, and he's shooting 46% from 3. He doesn't play a ton, so he doesn't attempt a ton of them, but 14 of 30 is pretty good 3-point shooting. He's pretty solid in real life as well. So I gotta love JT Thor's play with us, and he's also a pretty good defender. He's 6'9". He's got a great wingspan and great instincts. I think Gary Payton barely playing for us, but you gotta love Gary Payton on this team, and these guys don't play at all. Damian Lee, we had to sign him. Just needed another body. But I think we have some decisions to make with the contract extensions. Do we have anybody available? I don't know. I feel like we did have somebody available. No, okay. Oh, Leonard Miller. Yes, that is who. Okay, yeah. I want to give him an extension and give him some money he deserves. So we'll give him about $8.5 million for 3 years to be spread on top of his contract right now, and he accepts it. So he's going to be with us for 5 years. So this year and then 4 more after that, and hopefully even more. That's what I like to see. That is what I like to see. So look at his contract, and he's going to be 26 years old, hitting maybe that peak of his career, or about the peak, and he's only going to be making $9 million a year. So I think that's a steal, and we lock up Leonard Miller for the long run. Is there anybody else that's eligible? Trace Jackson Davis, we'll think about that. And Podziemski, $20 million a year is what he's demanding. Probably deserves it. Is it going to be from us? I don't think so. But we still do have a team option to have him next year as well. And then hopefully by then we'll have some answers on if we can, or if we should re-sign him or not. But yeah. And then, yeah, that's really all I needed to break down for us. Let's take a look around the league in terms of their scoring and how stuff is going for them. Anthony Edwards, almost 37 points per game. Shea at 32. Giannis having a great year. Luka having a great year. Devin Booker having a great year, despite the team not really being good at all. Halliburton having a great year. Jokic, the top players in the league are doing top player in the league things. But I want to talk about this Suns team, man. they are falling apart. 19-36. Bradley Beal is still here. Team option after this season. It's going to be declined. He's only 32 years old, so he still does have a few more years of him being solid. Devin Booker's here for a few more years, and I believe Kevin Durant. Oh, this is his last year. So, you know what I'm saying? Could be looking at a reunion if possible. I don't think so, though. I don't know if we would do that. But we could be looking at a Kevin Durant reunion. Grayson Allen's still on this team for a while. They got Buddy Hield as well. Team's bad. Lakers are also bad. Jazz, they're bad, but they've got some... They got some pieces, man. Cooper Flag off the bench, Taylor Hendricks, Larry Markkinen, Josh Giddey, Keontae George. This is a solid team, man. Very solid team. The Pelicans, they are probably going to blow it up in the offseason, I'd imagine. They've got a nice young center and Kadim Malok. Pretty solid center. What is he averaging on the year? Pretty good stats. Knocking down the three ball too. Nuggets, they are having a really bad year. They're not even starting MPJ right now, which is weird. But they don't have a point guard. I mean, Vasile Micic is running their offense. He's not doing bad on paper, but shooting is absolutely rough from Vasile Micic. And then in the East, we have the Brooklyn Nets pick, I believe, this year. So we need them to tank a little bit. I don't know how they're good. I deadass don't know how they're like not 10-40. They're, you know, still the 9th seed, but hopefully they drop a little bit in these few teams that should be good, climb up the ranks and overtake their spot, and we get a better draft pick. But yeah, we're gonna be playing this Pacers team next, and I think I'll simcast these 2 games with you guys. Hopefully we can keep this winning streak alive. Knock on wood. Looks like we're doing pretty solid thus far. Just need to continue that great strong 4th quarter, and we do win our 13th game in a row. VJ Edgecombe, the rookie, with 28 points. Leonard Miller with 15 points. Steph, not a great day at all. One of his worst games of the year, but still able to win, which is crazy saying that. Pajemski with a good game as well. Kuminga with a really solid game. All right, this Bulls team, they're pretty solid. Bruised left heel for Herb Jones. Hopefully it's not anything crazy. All right, get off to a good start in the 1st quarter. Bulls have a good 2nd quarter. Can we have a good 3rd quarter Warriors vintage play? Looks like we will keep that win streak alive. Kuminga with 25, Steph with 24, Pajemski with 21, Edgecombe with 17. Just well-rounded scoring. We're not having anybody going off for 40 or 50 or even 30. Everybody's just doing it on their own and making great plays. Herb Jones looks like he's still solid with that bruised heel and everything. So we are the hottest team in the league entering this game at 38-21. We're still the 4th seed in the Western Conference, which is crazy. We still have a few games to surpass this Spurs and or Timberwolves team, but looking good, man. 12 games in a row. Pacers are the number 1 team in the West or the East, and the number 3 team in the league. Yeah, number 3 team in the league. But that's basically it. Also, this is interesting. If the season ended today, which it obviously isn't going to, the Sacramento Kings would be our matchup, and they've got a very solid team. They traded for Jonathan Isaac. Like I said, they traded for Tim Hardaway Jr., who's actually getting minutes for them. They have Devin Carter, who they chose over Keon Ellis, which is interesting, but I don't fault them. He's a little bit younger, I'd assume. I think he's like 22. He's 23 already. How old is Keon? Keon's got to be like 25. There's no way he's younger than that. 26, yeah. So a little bit younger, but this is a good defensive team. And then they add Jonathan Isaac already, and they've got some scoring power as well. So interesting to see if that's who we match up with. But yeah, that'll be the episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.